May 29, 1453. Constantinople. The walls that had held back every army from the land, they trembled. Defenses that had stood for nearly 1,000 years, at last, they fell. But this didn't happen in a single day. Weeks of relentless bombardment, a naval blockade, an overwhelming force. When all of it converged, the walls gave way. In that moment, what were the defenders thinking? No knight's sword could stop what was coming. This was the beginning of a turning point. The knight was one of the most iconic military elites in medieval Europe. Iron armor, a war-trained horse, a way of fighting refined over centuries. Ordinary infantry were easily overwhelmed. Yet massed pikemen and longbowmen could prove effective counters under the right conditions. Their dominance endured for a long time, but even before gunpowder, it had begun to erode. The 1320s. A strange tube appeared on European battlefields. Records survive in ancient English manuscripts, proof it was there. Pack in the powder, apply the flame, an iron ball flies. It was inaccurate. Its power limited. The knights paid it no mind. They probably told themselves, no toy like that can bring us down. That confidence would prove fatal. 1415. Agincourt. France marshaled tens of thousands. England's force numbered only a few thousand, most of them longbowmen. The French were certain. Victory is ours. Then the arrows fell like rain. The French, mired in mud, could not advance. They bunched together, shoved against one another, and collapsed. Armor was no longer invincible. And in the years that followed, the rise of gunpowder weapons would shake the knight's supremacy even further. 1494. Charles VIII made his move. He mounted his cannons on wheeled carriages. He moved them forward. He took aim. Fortresses that once held out for months fell in a fraction of the time. The rules of siege warfare were rewritten. The towering walls of medieval castles began to crumble in relevance. In time, they would be replaced low, thick fortifications built to absorb cannon fire. Castle lords trembled. Knights were bewildered. The pace of war had changed. The question was stark. A knight who has trained his whole life, or a soldier who learned to handle a gun in a few months? If deployed as part of an organized force, who wins? The answer was brutal. Firearms used in massed formation began to erode the knight's edge. The value of infantry had risen dramatically, and firearms only became masters of the battlefield when combined with pikemen and cavalry. They were easier to integrate into the battle line than archery, but real battlefield use still demanded training, discipline, and a supply chain to match. Even so, the nobility's monopoly on war was cracking. The knightly system, built on years of training from childhood, sustained by wealth and land, was losing its foundation. February 24, 1525. Pavia. The French cavalry charged. The Imperial and Spanish gunners and pikemen held their ground, fighting as one. The cavalry could not stop. The bullets in the wall of pikes did not stop either. King Francis I of France was taken prisoner. The supremacy of the French heavy cavalry had been shattered. Pavia is remembered as the battle that decisively broke the knight-centered vision of war. But the knights did not simply surrender. They thickened their armor to deflect bullets, waging a technological arms race that lasted for generations. In the end, the weight became too great, the cost too high. The decline of the armored knight was not the work of a single day. And now, I want to put a question to you. The knight was not weak. The age had changed. It wasn't gunpowder alone that stripped the old nobility of their privilege. It was the machinery of state finance built to field armies, pay soldiers, and keep them in the field. Technology, finance, tactics. When all three converged, the transformation of feudal power accelerated. New forces always break old equilibriums. No order, however entrenched, survives a convergence of change. I want to leave you with one final question. When technology breaks the balance of power, survival depends on whether you can adapt. History has asked that question again and again. If you had been a commander of the knightly class, how would you have responded to the rise of gunpowder? And if there is something in our own time that plays the role gunpowder once played, what do you think it is? Share your answer in the comments. I want to hear what you think. Thank you for staying with me until the very end. Just as gunpowder ended the age of knights, every turning point in history has its before and its after. Here at Turning Point History, we go deep into the moments of technology and decision that changed the course of human history, told through the people who lived them. If you want to keep exploring history's hidden depths, subscribe and turn on notifications, and we'll track down the next turning point together. See you in the next one.